In this video, I will show you how you can use Google Search Console to do free keyword research. By the end of this video, you will be an expert on using Google Search Console for keywords, and you will know all the tips and tricks and as well as the best way to use this keyword data from it. Let's go into the video. Hi guys, it's Alston. As I mentioned this in this video, we are going to learn about Google Search Console in depth. This is going to be the first practical lesson in our free keyword research course. If you haven't watched our theory part, make sure to watch it. I will leave the link on the description as well as in the video card of it. In this video, we are going to cover Google Search Console. The main reason is it is completely free, and also it brings data directly from Google itself, not any third-party resources. Google Search Console is sort of like a communication medium where Google has have with webmaster or the website owners, so that all the data we are seeing within Google Search Console is directly coming from Google Search. And also these are purely data based on organic data, no PPC or ads or anything like that. Whatever the data is organic, we will see within the Google Search Console. And also important thing you need to remember is I'm going to show everything related to keyword research within Google Search Console data, but the data is going to be limited, because what Google Search Console does is it will only show you keywords or data based on what you have already done for your website or based on what your website is already ranking for. For example, if you have written several articles on several keywords, what it will do is it will only show you potential opportunities, similar keywords, or ranking for different sort of keywords based on the content which you have already written. In case if you haven't covered any keywords on certain specific industry, then it won't show you the data for those keywords, because it does not rank your website for those markets. So only limitation with Google Search Console compared to other external keyword research tool is that it will only show you data based on what you have already done. And also you can't immediately use Google Search Console. What do I mean by that is it is a free tool, but do remember, as I mentioned, it will only show you data based on what you have already started doing with your website. So if you are a brand new person trying to set up a Google Search Console and see the data, it won't work. What you need to do is you need to set up a Google Search Console account and set up a project. I will create a separate video and link it in the description, so hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss that. Once that is done, you need to create content, and also you should wait around, let's say, 3 months or so, which will gather all the keywords. Then only you can use Google Search Console for its full potential. So those are the limitations and pros of Google Search Console. Now let me go directly into the Google Search Console and show you all the examples from it. With Google Search Console, you can do a lot of different SEO tasks, and I will cover those in a separate video. In this video, we are just going to be focusing on keywords from Google Search Console. In order to do that, we have to go into a tab called Performance. We can access this Performance tab either from the home page of the project from here, or we can go into this particular tab which says Performance, and we will come into this, and this is this page which contains all the data or all the functionalities related to keywords or the ranking of our website for this particular example. Let me go by one on all the different filters and functionalities available to you to get the easy understanding before we move forward. The first immediate tab we are seeing is called Search Type, which shows which is the results you are seeing. If I click on that, it shows 4 different tabs. It essentially means in Google there are 4 different search type results. Web means all the data which is showing on the web section, which is the default section. Image means all the results showing on image on Google search, or video mean all the results showing on video search page. News means all the web pages showing on news page. So when we select this as a web itself, what it will do is it will show all the ranking which we are already ranking on Google search pages, which are appearing on the default web page itself, which is what most of you will be using. But if we change this to image and click on apply, you can see the stats will be changing now, because we are no longer seeing what we are ranking on the web page itself, but we are seeing what we are ranking on the image results page. So depending on that, I can keep on changing image, videos, news, all these things. For example, if I want to click on video, now I can see the results of what I'm ranking for the video pages. So we can select the search type from here itself. And if we go into the compare section of it, we can compare how we are performing based on all the different. Let's say, for example, I want to compare how I am performing on the normal web and as well as a video ranking. I can select that data source. So this will make a comparison of it. Don't worry if these data looks confusing. I'm going to explain that one by one for you. Now I'm going to just switch back to the web itself for this example. The next filter which we are seeing right now is called something called date, which is the date range of these data which we are seeing. So for example, currently it shows 3 months. That means all the data, keywords, all the search impression, which essentially mean number of searches or something similar to that, and clicks, all these are based on the last 3 months. So if we click on this, we have a variety of options, including just to see this current date or the last 7 days, last 28 days, last 6 months, 12, and we can go up to 16 months. So when I click on last 12 months and click on apply, now I will see all the data for the last 12 months. So we can control the date range of it as well. Now before I go into the other filters over here, let me explain you all the data which you are already seeing in here. For example, the first label here, it shows the when recently this data got updated. So it shows that this data got updated 6 hours ago. And if I see here, this shows the overall status of all the criteria we set. For example, we selected the data source as the regular search ranking positions, and it shows the last 12 months data. So it shows within last 12 months, my site received around 2.9k organic clicks from the Google search engine. So it shows number of people who clicked and came into my website through Google search engine. That is what clicks means. Impression means the number of people who searched for all the keywords which I am currently ranking, but they didn't come to my website necessarily. Only part of that people who are searching or getting the impression will be coming to your website depending on where you are ranking. So you can just imagine this number as the potential of visitors you can get if you are ranking on the first position for all those keywords. But our goal will be trying to increase the clicks and increasing the clicks comparing with impression count. So that is impression and clicks. Average CTR is what this number is divided by the total clicks. So it shows that based on this much of impression, you have received only this amount of clicks. So the average click-through rate, CTR stands for click-through rate, is 0.4. As I mentioned, our goal as optimizing SEO will be keep on improving this 0.48 depending on what your site status is, right? Keep on improving it much higher and higher. Average search position means that based on this impressions, based on all the keyword we are already ranking on Google, where we are currently averaged ranking on Google search engine. So it shows for me it's like around 55.5. For us, goal for this is to keep on reducing it. We don't want it to be increasing, but we want to keep it reducing. When we are reducing, that means our search position ranking will be increased. So these are the overall stats we will be seeing, and all this data will be also shown as a chart example, which is easy to understand, and also we can see the progress much more easily, you can see. And if we click on any other metrics also, then that line will also be added to give a visual indicator. If we don't want to, let's say, don't want to see impression data, I can turn that off, and now I am only seeing the total clicks compared to the click-through rate. If I don't want to see the click-through rate, now I'm only seeing only total clicks. So depending on what we want to see within the chart, I can select on it, and also I can change the source and also the date range for it. Now if I scroll this down bit, I haven't done any other filters. I have just kept it to web and also the 12 months data, and I'm just going to turn on these datas as well, because when I turn these data, I will see that data here, but it's good for visual, but we can't really understand it really easily with this chart itself. But when we scroll this down, now I will see all that data in a tabular format with all the tables. For example, the first section shows says queries, which essentially means keywords, or what are the words or sentences people are using or searching on Google to find or to come to your content, or to see what you are ranking. So we are seeing those data here. For example, you can see I am having around 1000 different keywords here within this itself. It is limited to 1000, so just make sure to select different filters here to get the maximum number of keywords possible. So if I reduce three months, obviously I will get more suggestions. So depending on that, you can do multiple checkup also. So here I will see all the different search queries, and as well as number of clicks I have received from these keywords, or how many people who came through my website from this keyword. Impression means the total number of times this got searched on the internet during the time zone I selected. CTR means dividing this number by this number, what is the click-through rate of people who are coming into my website. And position means like what is my average ranking position for this keyword. These data are showing, but if I untick one of this, you see that data is gone. So if you want, you can just turn it back on. If you don't want to see, you can just turn off that again. So we will see all the query data here. And I also do have a filter option here. Let's say I want to filter these rows by a specific number of count. Like let's say, for example, I only want to see the clicks which is above than this number. I can do that as well from here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going into the second step here, which is the pages. What pages does is, it will show you all the popular web pages on your website organically, which means these are the web pages in your website which is bringing more organic traffic to your website. So you can see it shows my Jarvis Bosmo tutorial web page is bringing around 258 clicks. I can seriously improve that page even more. You can see the number of impressions and what I am getting it, so I can keep on increasing it, and the CTR of it. So I can see all the web pages which, for example, Google has identified 531 different web pages. So I can look into it and try to see what is the popular web pages within my website for this. So that is what this will show. And even if I click on any of this web page URL, for example, it will now show me all the keywords which this web page is ranking for. That is a cool little hack, because we will be doing lot more with this to find similar keywords, but we can click on any of those pages to see more data for that specific page itself. So the third tab is like, it will show you based on all the data we are seeing here. It is separated based on countries or localization, so we can identify which geolocation is the most profitable one, or the most we are getting ranked on, or the which geolocation has the most potential in terms of impression. What do I mean that? For example, for the last 12 months, I received more clicks from India compared to United States. And you can see the impressions which is coming from India is much higher compared to United States. I could figure out those two from my what I am doing it, but I wouldn't have figured out that Pakistan could be the number fifth on the fourth on the table. Canada is the fifth. So based on this, I can make a educated suggestion based for my content. For, let's say, for example, if my primary audience is from United Kingdom, I should do localization optimization for content to make sure that I for getting more clicks or impression from this region compared to something else. Or I can identify, okay, I'm getting a lot of different. For example, from India, I'm only seeing 0.3 CTR, but from something like Canada, I'm seeing 1% CTR. So I can use this as a guiding example to see, okay, this has much more potential, so I can work on that region to get more content from that. So I can make all this informed decision. And similar to the web pages, when I click on this country here, it will show all the data only related to that country itself for me. For example, you can see it shows all the data from the India itself here. So we can do that here as well. Now when I go into the next tab, now it will show all the data based on the devices of the user. This is one of the most important, because not all the search market or industry where people are going to be using desktop or computer more compared to mobile devices. For certain niches and audience, mobile device users might be more. For example, in this case, desktop is the more prominent one. You can see I'm getting over 641 impression from desktop compared to mobile, which is around 121, which means I want to focus more on desktop experience. But let's say, for example, for you where the mobile is showing much more higher impressions, which means you should focus much more on mobile experience. Or this could be even a let's say, for example, I'm receiving this year, it's better than the desktop click-through rate, but for some reason this is much lower compared to desktop. That means I'm not doing a proper job of mobile optimization when it comes to SEOing for my web pages. So I should look into optimize my web pages for mobile audience much better. So with the device section, we can identify which is the most popular devices where the traffic is coming from, and also if it requires any optimization to get a better CTR or make the impressions much more effective. So that is what it will show here. The next one here is let me see, devices, the search appearance tab. Search appearance tab is something unique where Google has a lot of specialized SERP snippets. For example, something like schema, rich snippets, job listing featured sections, videos, web light resource for the mobile version of it, AMP resource. It does have around 20 different search snippets. And if your website or web pages manage to rank on any of these, then it will show those datas here as well. For example, I'm ranking on video snippet on around possibly around for 89 different keywords data, and from that I received around 767 clicks. So based on it I can see, okay, I'm getting good video, so I can keep on improving it. For example, I am not seeing a lot of fake rich snippet, so if I want to get more visitors or more visibility in fake rich snippets, then I need to put more efforts into it, and I can also click on this and it will show that data, so I can keep on monitoring whether this is improving or not. For me, it's only taking these three. Depending on your website type or the content you are in, you might see a couple of others as well, so you can have a look through it and see how the specialized snippets section is working for you based on the year itself. When I click on dates, which is the last tab here on this, it actually shows all the stats which are for my website on a daily basis from the Google organic search results. For example, it's showing on January 14, 2022, I received 28 clicks. The total number of impression is 5,000 and CTR is this much. So from every day you can see how many clicks I am receiving, what is the impression count, what is the CTR. So when I start to do SEO for my website, which still I haven't started it, I'm going to be using this as a test use case to show the ranking in a real time. So if you want to follow the journey, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And when we can actually see how we are growing, to be honest. For example, if I, for even here, you can see 16 to 28, 19 to 28. If I go back, let's say 100 results and go really back, you can see I used to get around 7 clicks from search, and just impression was around 2,200 around October 10 with the click through. And if I coming here, you can see I'm obviously improving. Even the chart, you can see the improvement. So I can keep on monitoring, and if I click on any of this day, then it will filter that result for that particular day. So whatever the queries I am seeing, I can see it for that particular day itself. So I can go back and change that. So those are the immediate data options which is available for you, and you can also use see this data to get the initial understanding. Now let's see how we can use this data for various purposes. First one is using Google Search Console data as a keyword rank tracking tool, where if I just looking into this, and you can see this is not 100% accurate, but you can see based on when I turn that average search position, and you can see these are the keywords which is showing me. I can specifically see where my keyword is averagely ranking. So this keyword is ranking around 3rd position, this keyword is ranking around 5 to 6th position, this keyword is ranking around 10th position. So I can get a better idea based on it. So we can use Google Search Console as a keyword tracking, as I mentioned, not fully accurate because ranking tend to change very frequently, but we can get a rough estimation idea on where we are ranking based on it. We can also filter these by the ranking position and do much more advanced keyword strategy, research strategies based on that, which I will show you now. So that is the first one. We can now see using Google Search Console the most searched keywords related to your industry. In order to do that, what I would recommend you to do that is to select the biggest time span on your Google Search Console, and just once the data is loaded, I'm just going to turn these off because these two are fine for now. Once this is loaded, sort that by impression. Now you are going to see some of the most searched or most popular keyword according to the content you have written. So you can find a lot more ideas from here itself, and you can see those data here. Now let's see how we can use content ideas from Google Search Console. Same process, I set it up by impression. I can see all the different keywords which it shows. Now I can just go through by this and see all the content ideas which it can come to me, and I can also do couple of other options as well. I can turn this average position on, and I can set it like I want the position to be less than let's say less than 20 or something like that, and it will show all the keywords which are less than 20. Let me see if I can take the clicks, and clicks I'm not receiving anything, so it should be not receiving anything is equal to 0, and done. And you can see immediately I got really good potential keywords to go after, where I am ranking on the top 20 position, and I'm not receiving any search traffic. So these could be really good low hanging fruits, to be honest, where we are already ranking, and based on it I can find lot of different keywords and see whether I can improve any of my existing content for this keyword, or create a brand new content piece based on it. For example, this yaw table with infinity, I'm ranking on 17th position. It has around 263 impression, but I'm not receiving anything, so I can make a new content since I haven't created any content on that. Wincher rank tracker in-depth review, I haven't specifically written in-depth review, so I can go and make my content optimize. I have already written for Wincher, so I'm already ranking on 9th position. I can include these keywords on meta titles, description, headings, even within body, and make this content much more suitable for this keyword, which will increases the ranking within this itself. So I can use this keyword data to find content ideas, either to write brand new keywords or improve the existing content based on that. So that is the content idea and profitable keyword with the low hanging fruits, as I mentioned here. You can also edit it even further. For example, you can go here and click sorry about that position. I'm going to go back and say that I want to see all the position which I'm ranking less than 10. I want to remove the other one. Clicks are done. Sorry, I need to remove that. Let me do that. Then now it shows all the keywords which I am ranking within 10 position. Now I have to sort this by the descending order from the 10th position, and you can see these are kind of like a low hanging fruits where these have a lot of potential. I'm already ranking it. I just need to improve it even further. I can improve it by using it on my content as an optimization, improving my meta title, description, image SEO. I will teach all those things as part of on-page SEO course. Make sure to subscribe for that. And also you can create link building strategies or backlinks for these keywords, and these will be improving it as well. So you can see I'm ranking on 9th position or 10th position, already receiving a good amount of clicks, but there are so much potential for it. So I can make and do much more optimization to make sure that I rank for this particular keyword. So that is how you find low hanging profitable keywords from Google Search Console. Now we can also find keywords with poor search intent. How we can find that is, it is a bit tricky because it's not fully accurate. What we should do that is like click on the average CTR, and when you click on this and you set it up, let's say for example, I don't care any keywords which is very beyond normal of ranking, so I'm saying filter this by less than around, let's say 10. I will explain you why I'm setting this as 10, smaller than 10. And what do I'm seeing here? So I have set it up as all the results, and I just set up one single let's say filter which show me the keywords which is less than, it's ranking on top 10 position. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the CTR from the lowest. What do I mean by that is it is ranking on the top 10 result, but for some reason this is not bringing me any clicks for it. For example, Witcher Ranker in-depth review is ranking around 9th position, but it's not bringing me any clicks. So there could be two reasons here. One, it shows that it's a poor intent keyword where my what is the content which I have created is not suitable for the searcher, so is ignoring that particular one. Or you can include this to optimize that keyword to get it bit higher. So you need to find a way to improve the CTR for this. So you can do that by improving meta title, content optimization, link building. If the intent is good, then you can use these to improve the CTR and making it much more attractive to the user. So we are able to bring in clicks for these keywords. So we can use this to identify the intent, whether it's a poor intent keyword, as I explained in my keyword research course, or you can use this as a way to find keyword ideas and just improving the CTR without doing a whole lot or without even going into a brand new keyword and trying to rank for that. You're just improving the existing content based on the suggested, because Google is already ranking you for this keyword because it sees your content as related for this content. So if you are not optimizing for this keyword, just by doing some extra work from on-page optimization to link building, you are giving more reasons for Google to improve your ranking for that keyword. So you can use that data as well. Next, we are able to use Google Search Console to identify negative keyword. This is really easy. One, you can just click on the impression count and go through the table and find any keyword which is not relevant to you. Or you can, if you want, let's say for example, I'm only interested in this, and go into the queries and see which is the keyword which is bringing more traffic to you, and see if there's any negative keyword. Then what you can do is you can just avoid focusing that keyword and instead focus on keywords which is more important to you. For example, let's say for me, conversion AI is a negative keyword. I want to focus on Jarvis, so I will update my content and include Jarvis oriented keywords, much more focused, to focus that keyword into much more depth as possible. And also, you are not just limited here. For example, if you know for a fact any keywords with this certain words is not relevant to me, something like free word, I don't want to do anything with free word or a different location, just select query and apply it. Now it will show all the negative keywords according to you, which you can try to avoid on your content, or try to deselect them on your PPC campaigns and everything. So you can use Google Search Console to avoid negative keywords as well. You can use Google Search Console to identify similar or related keyword or even semantic keywords. You don't need to do anything, let's say for example, you don't need to do anything advanced. In order to do that, all you need to do is go into the page and select a page itself. You will see all the queries Google is figuring out. Google is doing all the hard work for you. Google automatically, from that single page, it's suggesting me around 259 keywords, which is a lot for that particular web page. So I just need to go through this and select all the similar keywords for me, related keyword for me, semantic keywords for me, and do a full grouping or clustering and optimize my content, or just create a brand new content for that. So I don't need to do any artwork, but it does all the artwork for it. So you can select it by the page. But let's say for example, you are trying to cover the same keywords, but your content is spread around multiple different web pages, so you can't select single web pages, right? In that case, what I will do is just click on let me deselect these things, so it's taking too much time to load, and let me take this as well. And when I go into query and just put my main word within this niche is Jarvis, I want to find all the related similar keywords or semantic keywords related to Jarvis. Just click on apply. Now it will bring all the keywords it found, not just for one particular web page, but for all the other pages also. For example, let me see, I can show you an example here. You can see from Jarvis boss mode tutorial page, it took some brought data, and also it brought a separate data from Jarvis AI review and also course tab and as well as home page. So you can see if you are covering same or similar content in throughout multiple different posts or pages, you can use something like this to gather all the keyword. For example, now you can see the keyword count has risen to 376. So use this and do a clustering from here, copy all the data. You can export these data anytime. I should have showed it earlier. Clicking on export, you can export to Google Sheet, Excel and CSV. Once exported, you just need to do a grouping on that or finding related keywords and optimizing your content based on it. So that is how you identify similar and related keyword. Now you can also compare keywords. How you can do that is just I'm going to close this. Let's say, for example, I want to go after or see how two different keyword compares. So I just going to do, let's say, keyword. Let's see what are the data I have for this, because I have created content on keyword research guides. Let me select it by impression, and you can see competitor keyword research guide. So let me copy this and let me close, delete that, and go into the new query. And when I go into compare, now I can paste this and this. So let's say, for example, sorry, this S2 is select. I want to compare how keyword research guide keyword is compared with keyword research course. So when I click on apply right now, it will compare both. I chose a really bad example for it. Let me see, there is not proper here. Let me select it as keyword research itself. So you can see it shows the potential based on this keyword research guide, how many clicks I received. For keyword research, how many clicks, what is the total number of impressions available, what is the average CTR comparing both of these keywords, what is the average position. So I can get a customized look and in-depth explanation comparing both these keywords. We also able to see the keyword chart data here as well, and you can see these are containing for some keywords. You can see this impressions and keyword research impression, difference of impressions. You are able to see a lot of custom in-depth advanced data for it. So if you want to compare it, you can just do it from here on both two different keywords to see what is the potential, what are the differences from it. So that is how you compare it. And you can also, as I mentioned, this is not a separate example, but you can use these data for your PPC campaign, because if you sort it by impression, you know your most profitable or most searched keyword. You can find any keywords, let's say words, so something which is a negative word, you can highlight that and make a negative list out of it. And also you can identify the countries you want to go after from the countries tab. You can also see the devices, so you can focus on the devices you want to go after. So you can use these data into a PPC campaign or a social media campaign to get a better sort of results. Next, you can also monitor your brand or your branded keywords. I'm going to show an example for that. I am opening up my SaaS Pirate, which is a SaaS deal platform, and you can see I just entered SaaS Pirate here. And you can see it automatically shows how many clicks I am getting, impressions I'm getting, how many times this is getting searched every day, how many times it is getting come through the site. There are a couple of different versions as pirate. If I go something like that, you can see a completely different data for that. So I can, based on it, I can decide, okay, these are the branded keyword search results which I am getting. So what is the pages? It's obviously will be going mostly for the home page. You can see obviously home page, but I can see the country data where most of my people are coming from searches. So I can do a full monitoring of my brand keyword. So let's say, for example, you are doing this for your client, you can show this particular data screen to them and show this is how your brand is getting searched on Google, how many people are searching every day, how is it growing, how many people are coming through, where your most people are coming for, especially searching your brand keyword. So all those data can be seen from here. And then we can also identify predictive keywords based on it. For example, as I mentioned in my predictive keyword research method, we should be doing research based on the past product or services, because for the current product, there is no previous or history data exist. So if we want to do a predictive keyword research using Google Search Console, what I would do is find a keyword or a product which is similar to the keyword I want to do predictive keyword research. For example, let's say Uber Suggest. Let me do it. Is a keyword research tool. I have created in-depth guides on it. So when I click on Uber Suggest, it will show all the keyword data for Uber Suggest depending on the past data. So let's say, for example, a brand new all-in-one SEO software is going to be releasing. I can predict what are the keywords I should go after based on the existing. Let's say ABC keyword SEO, ABC SEO tool is releasing. I will change this into ABC SEO tool review, ABC SEO tool pricing, ABC SEO tool versus SEMrush, ABC SEO keyword. So I can make a predictive analysis that something like 309 results are available for you, but I can make a predictive guess based on similar products. So you can use the Google Search Console for the predictive keyword as well. Now you can also use the Google Search Console for identifying seasonal keyword. What do I mean by that? For example, in my niche, I know a seasonal keyword which is Black Friday. So I'm going to type that and click on search. You can see as soon as I searched it, I can clearly identify a pattern here. For example, you can see I'm just all the other times it's just 90, 50 searches, but around that particular November time, I'm getting 300 searches. There is no past history here, but I can clearly see a pattern here. This is the most amount of peak. So I can identify, okay, based on this data, I can clearly see this as a seasonal keyword. If I click on, for example, let's see what is the most impression keyword, Black Friday hosting deal, and you can see this is the data which it peaked during the November section. So I can get a better idea based on it on what are the seasonal keywords. Just click on any keyword you want to see, and if it's a seasonal keyword, we will be able to see it. Okay, you can see these are not seasonal keywords, just showing the I just should take off the clicks average CTR and I can make it. So based on it, I can decide and figure out whether that is a seasonal keyword or not. As you grow, let's say, for example, if your site is still not 100% ranking on Google or dominantly not ranking on Google, these results also will be limited. But if your site is ranking really well on Google, you are getting found for land, then this will be a treasure of information, because the more data you get, the more data which will be available to you through Google Search Console. And you can also identify dying keyword with Google Search Console. Similar to that, if you click on any keyword, let's say for example this is a movie, then it will have really good impression count in the initial time, but after sometimes it will the impressions will be keep on reducing. So from that point we can assume, okay, this is a dying industry, so I don't want to be focusing on this keyword, so I can move forward to that. So based on it I can identify dying keyword just clicking on the keyword, and it will show in the chart on what kind of impression count it has. Finally, I can also identify buying intent keyword or any specific keywords which I want based on the word I want to use. Let's say for example, I want to find all the commercial intent keyword which contains the word review. If I want to do that, I just type the word review, and you can see it shows all the different commercial intent keyword with the word review. There is around 496. So depending on your need, you can use buy, reviews, what best, any sort of commercial intent, or it does not need to be commercial intent. You're just looking for a specific set of keyword, then you can use that as well. So those are all the different functionalities, features, and how you can do keyword research, or how you can use the data which is provided by the performance type to the full potential. I have showed you all the different ways. Now based on your site data, what is your requirement, you can go out and make this data work for you. If I have missed any different features or tips, please do share in the comments. I don't know all the different features. I only shared all the things which I personally use and know. So if you do know something, please do share, and I will also create a full in-depth guide on Google Search Console showing all the other different features. There are a lot of good features like induction to disallow. I will show all the features, but in this video I just focused on keyword research. And if you like to watch more videos like this or other keyword research tool, or continue my SEO journey, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, and also do support the channel by liking the content and turning on notification to get updated whenever I publish brand new video. Once again, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Cheers.